Hey, this is David at Richter Scale Studios doing a really short video on Ender 3 build surfaces. Right now I'm doing some prints on a Marabot polypropylene sheet. I got this from Tiny Machines 3D when I picked this up from Chris at Tiny Machines. Great surface. Takes a little bit to get it dialed in correctly, but I'm going to come back and show you how to do that. And I like this surface a lot. We're going to go over all the other options available on an Ender 3 and most likely other machines, but this is all going to be Ender 3 specific. So we're going to start over here. I had my nail scale out, and then I have all the surfaces laid out, and obviously the one on the machine running. So we'll start at the very top here, the lightest. That is a BuildTak sheet. Same thing as the Ender 3 sheet. Weight-wise, it's 17 grams. Then in second place, we have, this is going lightest to heaviest. We have the Ender 3 on the fiber board. This is the new one that came out on the second generation or third generation Ender 3, where you use clips. It's basically, it's not a sticker anymore. And that is, on the fiber board, 130 grams. Then, of course, the Marabot, and I believe Crowdy's got their own version of this out now. I've seen it on Amazon and eBay, the polypropylene board, excuse me. That is 329 grams. And then we have the full-on BuildTak FlexPlate system with the spring steel and magnets. That's going to be going on a new Ender 3 that I'm putting together and got everything printed out. That'll be another video. This will be something that's going to be completely modded before it even does its first print. And that comes in at 420 grams. So we're getting up there in weight. Then last but not least, this has had a lot of use. This is the Crowdy Ender 3 glass bossilate plate with the kind of the ultra base surface, but it's not like ultra base. I have two ultra base surfaces. Those are better, but this does work. And the Ender 3 glass plate comes in at 516 grams. So you see you have a big range of weights, and the polypropylene is flat as glass. Awesome surfaces. Well, I'm going to come back and show you that. And obviously somewhere in the middle of the pack at 329 grams. So I'll come back and I'm going to show you how I dialed this in, because it was not like out of the box printing perfectly for me. And I was getting frustrated, but I kind of sat down, even talked to Chris. He gave me some advice on it. And then I kind of did my own thing and figured something out without having to use any adhesives or any hard abrasives on it. So we'll see you in a second. Okay, we are back with the Marabot polypropylene build sheet. Warming up for another job. I just want to do something really, really quick. Okay, when I got talking about getting this dialed in. So on the left is the latest treatment I did to the sheet, and the right is what I was getting it dialed in, but still wasn't perfect. So let's go with these computer terminals. So let's go with the first one with the right. If I get this under the light, you can see like there's a bevel, and that's just a little bit of lifting. It's not terrible. I mean, it's very insignificant when you look from the side, but it's still not perfect. And let's go back to a newer one, and look at that. See, there's no, that bevel's gone. It's just flat on there. And I didn't change anything except the way I treated the surface. And I do use alcohol all the time on all my machines, 91 or 99%. I don't use anything less than that. But a new thing I introduced, sorry about the camera work, steel wool. I've seen someone do it in a video, and I'm going to start using it, especially on glass. My Ultra Base doesn't need anything. Those things, that thing's amazing. The Anycubic and the Anycubic Ultra Base I have on my CR10S lock in like it's a vise. But I think this helps tremendously, obviously get a better print surface. Let's look at another couple examples here. So here is a lid to a foot locker, and you can see that on the edge, that weird bevel. And then you take a newer print after the steel wool, bevel gone, just flat. Same G code, same filament. This is the new one. So let's look at that again. Maybe a little in that corner there. But then you see this one, the whole, everything's rounded all the way around. So is this lifting a little bit? I did play with the temperature a little bit. This like 60, This is a obviously Ender 3. No sticker, so you're going straight from aluminum to this. Also, I have back there, that is the sticker on the fiberboard. And then I have a glass one upstairs. I might do a video in the future about comparing all that. So, all I do is steel wool. This is triple aught. And it looks like there's different versions of it. So this is not the finest, but second finest. You have 4-aught, 3, 2, 0. And it goes up to a grade 3. Probably a grade 3 or 2 is more like a dollar store. Something you buy in that little automotive section. But this works great. So I use usually, like I'll show you, for prepping this bed for the next print. It's getting warm right now and dropping stuff. Just spray alcohol, give it a good dose of alcohol. And before it evaporates, just rub it around. Let's get my hand back in a better position. And that is it. So, I mean, this bed is prepped. So any kind of residue from, previous prints, my hand rubbing on this, like picking up the print, oils from my hand. I don't know if it doesn't come off with this, a paper towel and alcohol. Let's do another run just in case. I'm going to do a bigger print. This time I'm doing a Corvus Games terrain Pilgrim government building. I'm going to do the roof right now because I only have so much filament left. And this is going to be a 4-hour print. And we'll come back and see that real quick and see what happens. And we'll end the video there. Everything's been printed on that polypropylene plate. This is that building from Corvus Games train I was talking about. And you can see all the surfaces meet together. And this is the market stalls. And this is one of the first thing that got me frustrated with the polypropylene plate. These things were not going square together. We were getting rounded edges. And the supports weren't matching with the canvas overhang at all. I mean, it was just not looking good. I had tons of them in a misprint bin that something will happen to them someday. And then all these parts, I forgot to mention, these are all from Andrew Askerdal's War Zone 1 or Zone 1 from War Layer 3. So all these came out amazing. Like I said, some of those have those little lift corners. They got everything dialed in. This building was all done after getting the steel wool and isopropyl alcohol on the print surface. Like I said, I always use alcohol on my print surfaces, but that steel wool seemed to be the one that dialed everything in. And also work on your temperatures. I understand, or my experiences, was going too high on the temperatures, like 70 degrees, like the stock Ender 3 on my Marlin sets it up as. It was curling it too. So a little cooler plate. All this was printed at 210. This is like a generic eBay PLA, but as you can see, it comes out very nice, good quality. And that should be it. So you'll see the next video is going to be the Ender 3 build. The new one that I have has been sitting around a while, so I'm going to do all the mods on that. And thank you for joining me.